I teach junior U.S. history. It is a full year course, and it is intended to be, just picks up where our ninth grade leaves off. So basically 20th century U.S. history. And so I still teach that, but the course format we've gone with it, our blended model, is that students met every day for the first few weeks of the semester, and we practiced a lot of executive skills type things, a lot of reflection, a lot of learning a new tool. So we started with Moodle, and we did a forum. And I mean, some of the things they'd already been exposed to, because we have Moodle, they use it down through 6th grade. But we practiced with that. We practiced some assignments with Google Docs, which of course they've all had experience with. We practiced Khan Academy. We practiced Edpuzzle. Their textbook, we use McGraw-Hill Connect Ed, which is an online book and resources. And so we kind of practiced everything and dabbled and did some reflection. And like I said, we put an emphasis on the executive skills, making sure that they're demonstrating time management and organization, task initiation, reflection, some of those things. And so we're doing those things face-to-face, and then we use a modified block. So a regular class would meet 4 times a week. The first week where we went blended, we didn't meet on Tuesday. So they met 3 instead of 4 times. And they did that for 2 weeks. And then they went to where they only met twice for a week. And then I've tried to use the block period so that they would still have that double period once a week. And so this last week is the first time, this previous week was the first time they had met only on Monday and Friday, where they didn't have the block day. So I've really tried to kind of scaffold their time outside of class, and I've still offered optional face-to-face time. So as the teacher, I'm not, sorry about that. As the teacher, I'm not like double booked. I teach 7th period and 8th period U.S. history. I don't have like A-Day, B-Day or anything like that with them. So when we're not face-to-face, unless something were to pull me out of the building, it's like office hours. And so on one of the blended days last week, they were doing kind of an independent project. They could come in and work with me in small groups. And so I teach 30 kids in 7th period and 28 kids in 8th period. Out of those 58 kids, I saw probably 25 came in for face-to-face help on that optional day. On an optional test review day, I had probably almost as many, 25 to 30. I've had kids come in one-on-one outside of that 7th and 8th period because they had a free period or a study hall. So really the design of the class has been, I think, something we could move forward with. Yeah. So Johnston has open campus for juniors and seniors. So if you're a junior or senior and you have either during lunch or during a study hall, or a lot of those kids don't even get put into study halls unless they have some other kind of issue going on. So they just have an open period. And so it's treated as an open period. So if we don't meet face-to-face, and I send them a calendar at least a week ahead of time so they know what days we meet and what days we don't. They have open campus, which they obviously enjoy that, especially the kids in my 8th period class. So a lot of them leave. And so one thing that I've noticed, though, with like Khan Academy and some other tools like Moodle, you can see when they're logging in, and kids are using the class time to work. Not all of them, of course, but there are many students. I don't have like a number or statistic or anything. Many students still use that 2 to 3 o'clock or that 1:15 to 2 or whatever to work on coursework. They're logging into Moodle, or they're logging into Khan Academy, or they're logging in, or they're submitting assignments, or they're emailing me. Kids almost every blended time, every time we're not face-to-face, a lot of them are working. Like I said, I've had a couple of those optional days where they could meet with me. One of our other instructional coaches is also a former social studies teacher, so I've leaned on him too. And so he's met with some of my kids who are working on I call it their unit independent assessment, was like their project. If you want to think of like kind of like a current event research project. Some of them met with him, some of them met with me and used that time. I try to use it like an office hours, and I've tried to make it very clear that as long as I'm in the building, I'm here for them. There has been one time where I was out of the district or out of the building for a training, and then coincidentally yesterday my daughter was sick, so I had to stay home with my daughter. And they had class, and I had the other instructional coach, who is a social studies guy, cover my class, and they're working on the DBQ project, if you're familiar. And so he did the DBQ, the thrash out part of that with them. So I didn't want it to be that anytime we didn't meet was like a day off for me. I don't want them to think that like I'm not available. I want them to realize that that's the small group instruction, the one-on-one time. And so some kids have really latched onto that. So that's been I think that's been a definite positive, especially for differentiation.